Hey, how's it going? I haven't been on here too much lately or commenting on people's videos or anything because, I don't know, I'm in a slump. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys something, and if this helps anybody out there, good. If you're a builder like me, sometimes you do things that cause a problem. Anyway, I'm building this truck because it was all one-off. If you look down there, you can barely see it, but there's a spacer there because my axle was actually clocked this way. It was sitting on an angle to accommodate for the drive shaft. So the drive shaft wasn't, like, you can see how my drive shafts aren't on too bad of an angle. But if you do it wrong and your axle it'll get clocked too much from doing custom builds, because things are not, everything's one of a kind. Things don't fit quite right, and you have to learn how to make everything work. Well, to keep the driveline happy with my axle, sorry, and my drive shaft, you can see that spacer I put right there. A little tiny black spot. It's hard to see, but you can just barely see it. But that was to help clock my axle back a little bit because I was having the problem where when this thing would turn, as you can see, well, maybe you can't, but the tire turns like when you're driving it. When it turns, it actually leans on an angle, and it rides on just the edge. You know what I mean? Like instead of being straight up and down on a full turn, it's actually on an angle. Yeah, I'll show you. See if you can notice it. See, it's straight there. If you follow it into the turn, it goes on a bit of an angle, like that. Anyway, if you have an scx10 custom build like me, or Daniel HRC, you might notice that, in the scx10, I got tips here on the side. I cannot see what I'm doing. Well, can't see what I'm telling you. Well, you got your bolt spots. Like one goes there, and one goes there, right? Well, mine, because you see the angle, when you're looking at it straight, this and this should be straight up and down, like that, to have your proper steering angles. Like if your truck is level, that should be straight up and down, not like this, because if you do that, your tire will lean on an angle like this. Not that much of an angle, but it'll lean like that at full turn, straighten up like that, and when it turns the other way, it kind of goes on an opposite angle. You know what I mean? With it clocked down like this, your tire will literally lean over at full turn. To remedy that situation with the stock scx10 parts, as I have here, there's little ridges that fit on there. You'll see there's a deep, like a channel there, a small channel there, and a small channel there. I know it's not very, can't really see it that good. My camera doesn't want to pick it up. But anyway, what I did on here, on the axle, I shaved all those off carefully. I did cut myself, but whatever. But by doing that, it made it so I don't, because if I turn my axle so it's leveled right off, so that fits nice and level with a custom build, so it's sitting like that, then my drive shaft starts to bind up. And I don't want it to bind up, because then it doesn't work. It's just wrecking the drive shaft. It's harder on the truck. Shave those off. Now with it seated all the way down, I can turn it till it's straight. Drill 2 new holes in your diff. Carefully, of course. Put your screws back in. I like to wrap a little bit of duct tape around there just to keep the screws from falling out, because I did have to shave off those little guides. It helps to stop it from rotating, so you need the screws, right? But anyway, so that way, instead of having your thing clocked like this, you can set it manually. Then you can have a custom clock. You don't have to worry about having your truck tire leaning over when it's in a turn on a 45-degree angle. I know they don't go that bad, but they tend to do this. And it pushes like that. Now my tire's straight up and down. All right. like I said, shave off the little guides that fit into those slots. Reassemble your diff pieces. See, I can clock it back, I can clock it here, I can clock it there. Even if you want to make something else for your driving shaft straight up and down on a totally custom truck, then you can put it like that. See what I mean? Totally custom. That's how I roll. That is building to me. Anyway, like I said, hope that helps. Later, guys.